We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with some very interesting news regarding longtime wrestler Shane Helms, otherwise known as the Hurricane to WWE fans, and it appears as though Shane Helms will be working with the WWE for the foreseeable future, and won't be going anywhere anytime soon. For those of you unaware, Shane Helms, aka the Hurricane, had taken to social media the other day and said the following message, quote, "I signed a WWE Legends deal, so I guess that makes it official, I'm old." As many of you are probably aware, Shane Helms has been working with WWE since 2019 as a backstage producer, and this new Legends contract could very well mean that Vince McMahon and other WWE officials are planning for the Hurricane Shane Helms to possibly appear in the ring every now and then, which is what the WWE's Legends contracts usually consist of. This likely means more special and surprise Royal Rumble appearances in the future for Shane Helms, and while there's literally no chance he's going to be utilized in any prominent storylines in WWE, the Hurricane is still a truly popular character in the company, and appearing every once in a while is a guaranteed way for WWE to get that quick pop or cheer from fans. When this news started to go around, many fans across social media voiced their excitement over Shane Helms getting this new Legends contract, with most feeling as though this is something that Shane has earned and deserves. Hopefully Shane is getting compensated well after signing this new Legends deal with WWE, because there is no doubt the Hurricane is a very popular name when it comes to merchandise, and Shane definitely does deserve a piece of that action. We now have some truly sad and really tragic news to share with you guys regarding Triple H, and it is definitely unfortunate that we need to report this right now, as this news marks the end of an era in WWE. As some of you have likely heard by now, it was revealed by WWE on social media earlier this morning that effective immediately, Triple H has announced his retirement from in-ring competition in WWE through an interview with Stephen A. Smith on ESPN. This is certainly not the news that most wrestling fans were hoping to hear when it comes to Triple H's future in WWE, but in all honesty, it's really not that surprising given the true health scare Triple H had last year in 2021. And many felt like that could have potentially signaled the end of Triple H's actual wrestling career in WWE, meaning that Triple H's last match in the company was back on an episode of Monday Night Raw last year in January, where Triple H faced off against Randy Orton in an impromptu match. Triple H put out this tweet earlier today about his situation. "Been a while since I've given an update on my health and what the future has in store for me. Check out my conversation with Stephen A. Smith today on First Take. Full interview debuts tonight on Stephen A's World on ESPN+. While some fans eventually expected to hear this news, seeing as though Triple H had that serious health scare last fall, there's no doubt that this is still very upsetting news to say the least for most fans. And Triple H revealed that he will not be able to wrestle again now that he has a defibrillator in his chest following that cardiac event last year, and is basically only operating at 50% of his normal self. Even though Triple H likely would have wrestled a few more times in WWE for a couple more special matches at WrestleMania or other big pay-per-views had his health scare not happened, there is no doubt that Triple H had accomplished everything he possibly could from an in-ring standpoint in WWE, and there's definitely nothing more that Triple H really needed to do in the company as an actual wrestler, so it's not as if Triple H's career is being cut short amidst his prime, as he was relatively close to retirement from the ring even before the cardiac event in 2021. Although Triple H is now being forced into retirement at least a bit sooner than he originally planned, but there's no doubt that Triple H is making the right call to end his career after his health scare, because his overall well-being is much more important at this point, and there's no reason to risk his health unnecessarily by continuing to wrestle. Here are some responses from the wrestling community on social media following Triple H's sad retirement announcement. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful put out this message, quote, "Triple H has wrestled this final match. A big thank you to him for all of his moments in the ring." A fan replied to the Triple H retirement news with a sensible response, quote, "I'm sad Triple H won't get to retire on his own terms, but I'm just happy he's still here. His health is what counts." By all means, Triple H is undoubtedly one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time, and a Hall of Fame induction will definitely be coming very soon for the now retired Triple H, who has done so much for the business not only from an in-ring standpoint, but behind the scenes as well. While Triple H's in-ring days with WWE are now officially over, and that chapter is closed in his wrestling career, thankfully Triple H will likely still be working in some capacity for WWE behind the scenes in various roles, even though he's no longer the man in charge of NXT, at least not right now that is. And Triple H is a huge asset for WWE whether he wrestles or not. So it may be sad that Hunter won't wrestle again or have that one last big WrestleMania match, but it is still a bit relieving that Triple H will still be doing lots for WWE backstage away from the cameras. Triple H's last official WrestleMania match took place at WrestleMania 35 in 2019, where he faced off against Batista in a no-holds-barred match, and quite fittingly, that was also Batista's last WrestleMania match in WWE as well, as the Animal retired from wrestling after his match against Triple H at the Showcase of the Immortals. With all of this being said, let us know your thoughts on Triple H's sudden announcement earlier today of his unfortunate or sad retirement following his health issues stemming from last year. And do you feel Triple H is making the right call by deciding to hang up the boots a bit earlier than originally planned, to preserve his health? And overall, how do you rate Triple H's in-ring career in WWE? Do you feel like Triple H is one of the all-time greats of professional wrestling? Make sure you sound off in the comment section below. When the biggest pay-per-view of the year, WrestleMania, comes to a close, WWE usually like to have a few special or surprise returns occur after the Showcase of the Immortals to keep fans engaged with the shows until the build-up to the second biggest WWE pay-per-view of the year, that being SummerSlam. And if a new shocking backstage rumor proves to be true, a former Universal Champion could be on his way back to WWE in the near future. Apparently, former WWE Superstar Braun Strowman, who has recently been working on his own wrestling promotion with EC3 named Control Your Narrative, is someone who Vince McMahon is reportedly keeping in close contact with, which could indicate that the Monster Among Men could be making a comeback to WWE in the near future. And if it were to happen, it almost definitely would be occurring sometime after WrestleMania 38 and before SummerSlam 2022. In all honesty, these rumors of Braun Strowman possibly making a return to WWE in the near future are not really that surprising or unexpected, because when Braun Strowman was initially released from WWE last year in 2021, a lot of fans felt like Strowman's release was not a permanent thing, or a guy that Vince would not be interested in bringing back at some point in the future. Because at that time, WWE were going through budget cuts and Braun Strowman was costing the company a ton of money, and there really were not any justifiable plans for him at that point in time to keep him under contract, hence why he was released. However, one of our sources has mentioned that with Omos getting a big singles push in WWE on Monday Night Raw, Vince likes the sounds of Braun Strowman potentially coming back for a rivalry against Omos sometime this year. So definitely a very noteworthy rumor.